straight from man no pond. Rolling out to Durban, Marvel pudding with some prawn. Then I fly out to Miami and I'm eating like a don. I go to Miami just for dinner. I went to Japan for a pickup. I just missed the flight up.
The skull chants are in the air. And we are about to see a dream come true for Action Jackson Wilson. He started out as a two-star high school player that nobody knew. He slowly but surely made his way up through the college rankings. At San Jose State and Purdue, when the smoke had settled, he'd won a Heisman. And now here he is in the NFL preseason as a first-round draft pick for the Minnesota Vikings. Many have said he is the next Christian McCaffrey. He does a little of both in terms of receiving and rushing. So Kevin O'Connell is looking to gain some trust in Wilson and move him up into the starting rotation eventually. This Vikings team has a lot of upside, and we'll see if Wilson can become a major cog in that machine. They're going to hand it to him on the first play from scrimmage, and Wilson, on all Madden difficulty, picks up a short rush for a gain of about 1. So, welcome to the NFL. Yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson. It's great to have you guys with us here on Madden NFL 26 Superstar Mode. Before we go any farther, just want to let you guys know Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through Him, and He is the reason I'm bringing you this stream here today. We'll go with another inside zone on this play here. Jackson Wilson he can do back-to-back carries as he tries to gain some respect from Kevin O'Connell, the Vikings head coach. He's got an opening right here, and Jackson Wilson picks up his first major gain of 7. It's a good run. It's a whole hit, and the preseason gets underway for the Vikings. A lot of buzz in this city of Minneapolis for a Vikings franchise and a fan base that has never seen a Super Bowl championship. They just drafted J.J. McCarthy last season, a young stud quarterback, and now they draft what is hopefully going to be a young stud running back in Jackson Wilson. So on 3rd down and 3, Wilson will get the ball again, trying to keep this drive alive. Wilson trying to get the first, but he's just short. Jackson Wilson on his first 3 carries of the preseason against a very stout Houston defense has 9 yards. But the Vikings will not get the first, and they will have to punt it away. The Houston Texans come into this season with Super Bowl expectations of their own. As you can see, we've got wear and tear impact, a little update on Wilson. He's just getting started. He's got a lot of room to grow, and he'll come back out for another possession. Here's a look at his final totals from this draft. He was the 21st overall selection to the Minnesota Vikings out of the NFC North. Jackson Wilson's in a very historic division with iconic rivals, the Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Bears, and the Detroit Lions have now thrown themselves into the fray as they have returned to the rivalry after years upon years of suffering. So the Vikings will run this inside zone set again with Jackson Wilson. 3 seconds on the play clock. McCarthy takes the snap. No blocking in sight, and Jackson Wilson loses 3 yards as the pressure was on for Houston. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 13. Now the Vikings are going to go pass. We're on the hardest difficulty, all Madden. We play competitive. This is my player out of CFB 26 that transferred over. It's one of the great features of EA Sports. McCarthy taking the snap. McCarthy's going to take a shot downfield, but it's incomplete. He was hit as he throws. Again, the Texans with that blitz, able to throw the Vikings off their game. And now it's 3rd down and 13. Vikings so far protecting a 14-7 lead. J.J. McCarthy again in the shotgun formation with Jackson Wilson to his left. He takes the snap. He's going to throw it, but he's going to be sacked. Never got the opportunity to let it go, and Hunter gets the sack for Houston. There's a look at The Vikings star wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, going over the game plan with head coach Kevin O'Connell. As the Vikings huddle up for a team meeting. And now we got a new ball game, tied at 14. And here comes Jackson Wilson wearing the number 1. In honor of his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who is number 1 priority in his life. Regardless of what's going on, he is the Savior of the world and he is King. And now here are the Vikings initiating a screenplay. This was one of Jackson Wilson's favorites in college. Let's see how it works here in the NFL. He's looking for blockers, and he's getting them. Wilson with a positive gain of 6 on his first career reception as a member of the Minnesota Vikings. With 25 seconds to go, that clock continues to tick, and the Vikings will take a timeout from the 36. Let's try the slip screen again. The Texans are in touchdown prevent defense, so we should have a lot of space right here. There it is. Wilson's got a first down for the Vikings, and they take another timeout. J.J. McCarthy, who has thrown for both of the Viking touchdowns here today, is now up to 84 yards in a 14-14 contest here in the opening week of the NFL preseason. Glad you're with us here on Madden NFL 26. This is the next chapter of our football career, preluded by CFB 26. Be sure to check out that series if you guys haven't already. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. 17 seconds on the play clock, or rather the game clock, here in the first half. Vikings trying to make some magic happen as Jackson Wilson calls for a pass and makes the catch. Look out here. He's sniffing field goal range, and the Vikings will take their final timeout. Now the question is, are the Vikings going to take a field goal from about 65? I would say why not? You got nothing to lose. It's the preseason. But here's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try to get out of bounds. I want to audible this. If it even lets me. 10 seconds to go. Vikings out of timeouts. Jackson Wilson going in motion. Here's the snap to McCarthy. He's got Wilson down the field. It is caught, and Wilson's able to get out of bounds. Unbelievable effort. And now we are in field goal range. And Kevin McConnell will huddle the Vikings up. How about Jackson Wilson making clutch plays in his first game wearing an NFL uniform? The Vikings get the field goal. The Texans respond. Vikings retake the lead. And it looks like we're going to overtime, and that's going to be the end of it. I think we just settled for ties. There's no overtime in the preseason. What an effort by the Minnesota Vikings, and in particular, Jackson Wilson. He had limited touches, but he does end up with 36 receiving yards, and he also picked up a couple of yards on 4 carries on the ground. So I'd say it's a pretty good effort, especially playing on the hardest difficulty. 24-24 is your final score. The Texans and the Vikings will settle for a draw. Ooh, we unlocked a new ability. Ooh, human joystick. You know we're going to use that. You know I'm all about that joystick action. Check that out. We gained 3 skill points. Go to our upgrades. Want to keep doing that balanced attack. We already upgraded our break tackle. Let's do our catch in traffic, and our stiff arm. That raises my overall to a 68. So we got a new connection with J.J. McCarthy. All right, let's advance the week. Today's episode is going to be all about the preseason. Next up, we got the New England Patriots. Another home contest even though the results mean nothing in terms of team, the Patriots are looking to rebound after a loss. The Patriots, who made the Super Bowl in real life, will probably be bringing out Drake May for a couple of snaps. Jackson Wilson, who grew up a North Carolina fan, obviously a big supporter of May, and also Mac Hollins, the New England Patriots tight end. First things first, we got a little team meeting.
The dream of reaching the NFL has been realized. But within this opening chapter, there is a message for every rookie. In the NFL, nothing is given. Everything must be earned.
All right, let's play our next game. You know, as much as I love to train, we're already getting some training in by being in these preseason games. And I don't want to impact my wear and tear too much. And I'm getting attributes by just the gameplay alone. So we'll try it that way. And then if I need to adjust accordingly, we'll do so. Welcome to week 2 of the NFL preseason. Minnesota Vikings back home once again as they welcome the real-life AFC champion New England Patriots to town. Minneapolis is our site for today's telecast. U.S. Bank Stadium as the Vikings trail 7-0 against the visiting Pats. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. And now we'll go with a mesh play as Jackson Wilson prepares for his first snap of the afternoon. A run a route to the outside, and the quarterback is going to get taken down immediately. Pass was intended for Justin Jefferson. It goes incomplete. And now Kevin O'Connell will give the ball to Jackson Wilson. Here's McCarthy taking the snap. Here comes Wilson. Perfect block, and Wilson gets the first down and more for Minnesota. A long rush for Jackson Wilson, his longest of the preseason thus far. He's already got 16 on the day, and it only took a single effort. Hey, you know what they say, feed the hot hand. Let's go with an HB stretch to the outside. Come on, Vikings, let's see if we can give that blocking. Here's Wilson, trying to lose him with a juke. He'll settle for a short rush, and it'll be 2nd and 9. Slot outs coming up next. Patriots leading 7-0. The Vikings looking to get some momentum started. They're nearing midfield at their own 41. McCarthy takes the snap. Wilson, hard cut over the middle. He makes the catch. Wilson off to the races. Wilson into New England territory. Ladies and gentlemen, Christian McCaffrey 2.0 is in the building. Wilson with a 16-yard rush, and now he's got a 17-yard catch. Don't forget about him. Don't leave that middle wide open. Jackson Wilson will make you pay just like he did at San Jose State and Purdue. You blink and he's down the field. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Vikings now in field goal range. Wilson is getting this crowd pumped up and he's also swinging the momentum to the Vikings side. McCarthy takes the snap. Wilson with a good block, or so he thought. The Patriots brought reinforcements, and they pinned Wilson back 1 yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 11. Okay. Vikings will set up shop from the 36. They're in field goal range, but they're trying to keep the chains moving. Here's a snap to McCarthy. Wilson wide open on the outside. There he goes. And he's got another Viking first down. And now we got an injury timeout for New England. Jackson Wilson quickly developing chemistry with J.J. McCarthy, the quarterback out of Michigan. And the Vikings will have a fresh set of downs from the 23. Jackson Wilson's got 16 yards on the ground, and he's also made 2 catches for major gains. 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Patriots leading 7-0, but the Vikings are knocking on the door. They're in enemy territory. Again, they forgot about Wilson. He makes the catch. Touchdown, Vikings! Well, that didn't take long. Jackson Wilson only needed 2 games to get in the end zone. Listen to these fans in Minneapolis. Like I said at the top of the show, this is a dream come true. This is what we worked our entire life for, through high school, through college, to make it to the NFL. We've been through a lot of adversity. We won a Heisman. We improved our draft stock. We not only got drafted, but we were a first-round pick to the Vikings, 24th overall, and we have electrified this Minneapolis sellout crowd. You don't really see very many sellout crowds during the preseason, but that's the case for the Vikings because of this kid right here and many others. The Vikings may have never won a Super Bowl, but they are laying the foundation to contend for one in the future. It seems like they've got their quarterback, and if these first 2 games are any indication, they found not only a star running back, but a wide receiver as well. Jackson Wilson, keep in mind, he broke the all-time receptions record in the NCAA in total catches. And now the Vikings were pinned up against their own end zone. Going to try to get on out of there. They're going to do a little fullback rush up the middle. It's going to be a gain of about 1. We'll be up 2nd and 9. There's a look at Mike Vrabel, coach of the Patriots. Now this time this is going to be Jackson Wilson. If we get good blocking right there, I should have a gap right up the middle. The handoff by McCarthy. Wilson straight up, right through the box for a gain of 6. Wilson's now carried the ball 4 times today for 22 tallies. 3rd down and 3 coming up, and they'll feed him again, but not before the 2-minute warning. When Jackson Wilson came in, the Vikings were trailing 7-0. But then he caught fire. A 16-yard rush, that got some momentum started, and then he made a couple of catches, and then he was off to the races. He got a receiving touchdown to even the stalemate at 7. 3rd down and 3 coming up now for the Vikings. As McCarthy takes the snap. Sends Wilson to the outside. Wilson with another great catch, and now he dropped it. Wow, he couldn't hold on to it. And now Gonzalez, the star quarterback of the Patriots, exchanging words with Wilson. He thought he had that ball secured, but Gonzalez with a great play to knock it out. And now on 4th and 3, the Vikings will have no choice but to punt it. There's McConnell once again calling his troops to order. Now we'll see how much action we get in the second half. Jackson Wilson staying healthy. There's a look at his numbers here in the second preseason game. He's been targeted 4 times. He's caught the ball 3 times. He's got 59 yards in that department. That's very, very solid for somebody who's just getting his feet wet in the National Football League. Here comes a screenplay once again. Jackson Wilson and the Vikings looking to get something going here late. Wilson trying to keep the Patriots on their toes. Here's the snap to McCarthy. They go with the screen. Here is Wilson getting some blockers on the outside. Wilson spinning and trying to get out of bounds. He does, and the clock will stop at 26 seconds. 2nd and 1. Patriots remain in the touchdown prevent, so they go to another screen. Here is Wilson yet again. Great blocking. Wilson first down, and now the Vikings will take their second timeout. Jackson Wilson with an objective completed. He's made 5 catches here today. You know that's got to bring some joy to Kevin McConnell's face. He's already developing a great chemistry with Jackson Wilson. He has been rooting for him ever since day one, ever since he discovered his run at Purdue. It was an obvious decision for the Minnesota Vikings in drafting Wilson. We could have something so daggum special here as Jackson Wilson changes up his route. However, McCarthy doesn't see him. He was wide open down the left side. That's going to go incomplete. It's going to bring up second down and 10. Now let's try a slot out. Let's see if we can get some yardage up over the middle. McCarthy in the shotgun with Wilson to his left. Takes the snap. Wilson with a hard cut. They go to the outside with Ham. Ham makes the catch for the first down. And now the Vikings have to stop the clock. They'll use their final timeout. 12 seconds remaining here in the first half. Patriots 7, Vikings 7. The Patriots were losers in week 1. The Vikings settled for a tie against the Houston Texans. And now it looks like we're going to go with the verticals H option. We're going to go with the Hail Mary. Jackson Wilson lines up down the side. Ooh, don't let me around that edge. Something big could happen right here. And now McCarthy trying to buy time. He's got Wilson. He makes the catch. Slides down. They got to go with the hurry-up offense right here. Come on, one more play. Let's make it happen. 1 second, and that's going to be it. But how about Jackson Wilson? Not giving up, making another major catch. The Vikings just didn't have enough time out of timeouts. So the game will remain even at 7. We head to halftime here in Minneapolis. How you guys liking the game so far? I personally like it. As you can see, there's high fives all around for this young, scrappy Viking squad. The Patriots, on the other hand, it's pretty somber. Gonzalez is leading the charge in terms of a pump-up speech. As you can take a look at Drake May, 5 for 8, 53 yards. Expect limited playing time for him. Starters usually only play about a half at best. As you take a look at Jackson Wilson, doing what his trainers told him to do, staying as healthy as he possibly can, and playing his role for Coach McConnell. 7-7 with 2:42 remaining in the third. We got a good old school game going on here in week 2 of the NFL preseason, and Wilson is seeing a lot of action, a lot more than he did yesterday. He's been a difference maker here today. McCarthy's going to keep feeding him. Here's the snap. Jackson Wilson up the middle, breaks a tackle, spinning away from another for a gain of 6. Wilson frustrated with himself. He nearly broke free for a major gain, but he'll definitely take the positive move nonetheless. Second down and 4. Jackson Wilson has now carried the ball 5 times today for the Minnesota Vikings. He's got 28 rushing yards and a receiving touchdown. He's also made 6 catches. Second and 4. Here's another handoff by McCarthy. Wilson hard cut up the middle, and he gets the crowd electrified again. Move those chains and get the skull chants going. Jackson Wilson flexing, styling and profiling. Hardest difficulty, making it look easy, guys. When you're in the zone, you're in the zone. We definitely have a lot of humbling experiences coming, but right now, feed the hot hand if it's there. Wilson to the outside, but it's picked off by the Patriots. J.J. McCarthy throws the interception, and it's Spillane with that takeaway for New England. They finally shut down that outside delivery. The intended receiver was Wilson. He would have been otherwise wide open for another major gain. So the Patriots definitely did their thing there. See, look at that. They made me lose 500 points because it was intercepted, but they also gave me 300 positive points because it was open. So really what that's saying is that wasn't our fault. You know, like that was better defense. So give the Patriots credit. And shake it off, guys. I mean, this is just the preseason. If we're going to make mistakes like that, it might as well be now. Let's get everything cleaned up so when the regular season starts, we won't have these issues. Now we go back to the well. Both teams with 1 turnover, and both teams also with 7 points. This has been a dead-even battle here today. Patriots and the Vikings. Handoff from Wilson as we begin at the 20-yard line. Wilson gets stuck at the line of scrimmage. This is a stingy offensive line for the Vikings, but the Patriots are overwhelming them with a better defense. Now as we take a look at the formations. No, McConnell, let's go single back formation. We've been doing way too much shotgun. Here is McCarthy, lining it up, takes the snap. McCarthy with a quick throw, it's caught. Jackson Wilson with a quality block. And the Vikings will settle for that check down for a gain of 2. The Vikings have yet to convert on 3rd down here today. They would love to do it right here. Here is McCarthy, rolling out. Wilson cutting over the middle. He doesn't get the pass, but the wide receiver downfield will, but it's broken up incomplete. The defensive clash continues here in Minneapolis. Jackson Wilson with a good call for the ball uncovered. He was also able to pick up the blitz. McCarthy got the ball to his wide receiver. He was able to hit his target. But again, the Patriots cornerbacks were ready. They saw what Jackson Wilson did to them early in this game, and they don't want it to happen again. So, as we wind down this game, lo and behold, it's another tie. Jackson Wilson once again putting in plenty of work for the Vikings today. Picked up 34 yards on the ground. And how about 95 receiving yards through the air? And the Vikings' lone touchdown. In terms of moving up the depth chart, Jackson Wilson is doing just that. How about that? Back-to-back ties. That hardly ever happens in the NFL, even in the preseason. All right, let's keep moving right along. We move into week 3. Prepare for our first ever road trip to Nashville, Tennessee. Let's meet our coordinator. So really this first episode of the preseason is about making connections.
Him a key part of its future. In its present, though, he is going to have to earn his playing time and faces an uphill battle to unseat the current starter.
Working my way up. We've definitely been down this road before. Well, this experience has been great. Couldn't have said it better myself. Intense, but really rewarding. Learning a lot every day. Yeah, obviously I'm going to have some major challenges on my hands if I want to take Aaron Jones' spot. However, I'm ready to roll. Well, I'm going to keep it humble. I just want to keep learning and improving daily. When it's my time, it's my time. Patience and preparation is key. It's just like your walk with Jesus Christ. It's not about instant gratification. It's about staying faithful, even when you have to wait in a particular season and when times get tough. All glory to God, man. Ooh, you guys hearing that background music? I'm an oldies guy. Little 80s rock for you. You Got Another Thing Coming by Judas Priest. And I tell you what, that's the mentality that Wilson possesses. His opponents, and particularly his critics and his haters, indeed have another thing coming. Let's take a look at our skills. Let's do some more upgrading. Madden definitely did a great job with this soundtrack. Let's see. Let's go with trucking, stiff arm, and breaking tackles. Like I said, I want to be like Christian McCaffrey in terms of strength, speed, and my ability to run and my ability to catch. Be a dual threat. Trying to be that superstar presence, well, that added superstar presence that the Vikings need alongside Justin Jefferson. With him being out there, that's definitely going to open up the field for me. And then, when I heat up, the defense won't know what to think. I mean, Ham's got a lot of intense abilities. And, of course, you got Jefferson with his superstar abilities. All right, on to Nashville. For a road duel with the Tennessee Titans. Facing the starters. I'll be playing the entire first half. Let's get it on, y'all. Skol Vikings, let's win this game. You know, ties are nice, but wins are better. Electrifying crowd here in Nashville, Tennessee, the home of the Tennessee Titans. Jackson Wilson will get his first taste of NFL starters as we get ready to do battle here on the road. Here we go, the 0-0-2 Vikings against the 1-1 Titans. They'll start with Wilson to the outside. Hard cut, but they'll settle for a throw over the middle or a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Here's Wilson in the backfield with McCarthy off to the left. Here's the snap. Hard cut. Wilson is there, and look at this! Wilson was nearly in the clear, but he's brought down. Just barely. Jackson Wilson doing exactly what he intended on doing. Making an impact downfield. There's the catch. There's the speed. And he nearly had his second touchdown in as many games. Jackson Wilson may have tough competition for the starter spot in Aaron Jones Sr., but he's coming for it. 1st and 10. Now they'll go with Wilson off the rush. Snap to McCarthy. Here comes Wilson. Wilson with a short gain of 9. We take a look at Justin Jefferson, who's working together with the teammates to create space. Ball at the 44-yard line of the Tennessee Titans. It's going to be another run play for Wilson. A snap to McCarthy. Good blocking out in front. Wilson makes a man miss. Wilson for the first down. Long rush by Wilson, a gain of 12. And the Vikings are in field goal range on the game's opening drive. They move up to the Tennessee Titans 29. Now McCarthy again in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Wilson in motion. McCarthy looking. Checks it down to Hawkinson. That brings up 2nd and 5. Back to the run. McCarthy again working with Jackson Wilson. Hands it off. But the blocking's not good enough. Wilson's going to lose a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. And Jones celebrated so much he did a belly flop. Careful, Jones. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to pull a Kendrys Morales. You don't know who Kendrys Morales is. He was a baseball player for the Los Angeles Angels that hit a walk-off grand slam, but he hurt himself while jumping into a home plate mobbing. So, got to make sure you're still making smart decisions, even in pump-up moments. Pressure's coming. Wilson trying to break free. It's a catch and a first down. Oh, baby, Jackson Wilson with the concentration. Showing Graham a thing or two. Don't let the rookie treat you now. Look at the concentration by Wilson. Palming that football with one hand, and Kevin O'Connell loving it. Yes, Coach, I know you're enjoying it. I am too. First down and 10 for the Vikings at the 16-yard line of the Titans. Handoff to Wilson on the left side. Pressure was coming, and it's going to be another loss. Trayvon Diggs, the former Dallas Cowboy, making that tackle. Now we'll go with a smash return on 2nd and 11. Wilson will run around the outside just in case nothing else is there. The throw is complete, and Ham scores for the Vikings! Correct that. That's Addison. Jordan Addison, another rising star for Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy under pressure, able to make that pass on the slant. It's one of the most OP plays in football. It's tough to cover, especially when you got the personnel for it. And the Vikings draw first blood here in Nashville. Jackson Wilson with the challenge of playing against starters here in the entire first half. He's definitely been doing his thing thus far. So far, Jackson Wilson with 2 catches for 37 yards. He played a key role in getting the Vikings down the field for their opening score. And now out of the stick HB circle. McCarthy is in the shotgun formation. Empty backfield, takes the snap. He's got a receiver over the middle, that's Hawkinson. And he gains 8. 2nd down and 2 coming up. I'm thinking a slip screen. Let's do that. McCarthy again in the gun. Takes the snap. They'll flip it to Wilson, looking for blocks. Not needed. They'll pick up the first down. Perfect route running there by Jackson Wilson. And now let's do it again. Looks like they're playing back once again. This should open it up again for Wilson. They need a blocker, but nope, they're all over it this time. Sanu. That tackle was made at the 39. 2nd down and 15 for the Vikings at their own 39. McCarthy takes the snap. Wilson calls for it on the outside. And that's a better decision right there to Justin Jefferson. He makes the catch for a gain of 8. Hey, just because I call for it doesn't mean you have to throw it to me. I'm just there in case you need me, McCarthy. 3rd down and 7 coming up. Going to run a hard cut over the middle. Let's see if this is there. So after losing 5 yards on first down, Vikings looking to rally him and move the chains. Here's Wilson over the middle. Over the shoulder catch. Are you serious? First down, Vikings. Look at McCarthy popping that up in the air. The young stars linking up. Jackson Wilson, another unbelievable play. He's not showing any nerves at all. He's ready for this. And he is ready to make that roster spot with the regular season just around the corner. Now Wilson will try to show off his legs, but again, poor coverage on the outside by Minnesota. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 11. 3:32 remaining here in the first half. Vikings 7, Titans 7. As Wilson runs to the outside. The catch by Jefferson, but it's dropped incomplete. 3rd and 11. The Vikings are already in field goal range. They have an opportunity to retake the lead. But they want to try to get closer. Another big play right here. Wilson with the hard cut, and that's going to get batted down incomplete. So the Titans defense makes a stand, and now Minnesota will have to settle for a field goal attempt from what looks to be 52 yards. The kick is good. And now the Vikings get the ball back. Leading by 3, with 2:18 to go. Our next objective is to go the rest of this half without fumbling the ball. See what we can do on the screen this time. Wilson in motion. Check this out. Better stay on your toes, y'all. Here's McCarthy. And now we'll take a timeout. McCarthy wouldn't snap the ball. I don't know what the confusion was all about. But it is what it is. Let's switch it up to the rush now. First down and 10. Vikings looking to get some momentum started with Wilson on the ground. Looking for blocks, getting none. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. The 2-minute warning has arrived here in Nashville. The Vikings enjoying a slim 10-7 lead over the Tennessee Titans as they line up with Wilson behind McCarthy in the backfield. Wilson sprinting to the outside. Throw over the middle is complete. It'll be a gain of about 9. The tackle by David Long. And now it looks like they're going to be expecting the run. So let's draw up a little pass play. Play action. Wilson to the outside, and there's a flag on the play. Thank you. Pass interference by the defense. Wilson would have been wide open on the left side. That's going to bring up a fresh set of downs for the Vikings. Crowd doesn't like it, but that call was obvious. Wilson got pancaked by that Titans offensive lineman. Here's McCarthy to the outside, Ham or Addison. Addison. A gain of 15. Keep the chains moving, guys. We're doing great. Let's add to this 3-point lead. J.J. McCarthy continuing to make big throws under pressure. And now they'll try the slip screen with Wilson. McCarthy takes the snap. He'll flip it to Wilson with the pressure coming. Great blocking to the outside. Wilson gains about 9 on that catch. Perfect route running. More smiles from Coach McConnell. Loves the effort from his rookie dual threat, Jackson Wilson. Wilson hasn't even been able to do much on the ground because of poor blocking up the middle. But he's been able to do it through the air. He goes over the middle, but they settle for a pass to Jordan Addison down the left sideline. That's going to go incomplete. And now on 3rd and 1, they're just going to hand it to Wilson. Pressure's definitely going to be coming. But let's see if we can't keep this drive alive. McCarthy to Wilson. Nope. Got stuffed. 4th down and 3 coming up. Yeah, look at all those offensive linemen gathering around. Coach McConnell ain't happy with them. And neither is Jefferson. You can see he wants to take the lead of the conversation. Got to love Justin Jefferson stepping up for his players and his teammates. And that'll take us to the end of this one. The Vikings take an L here in week 3 of the preseason against the Tennessee Titans. The final score is 21-13. The Vikings fall to 0-1-2. Jackson Wilson continues to climb up the coach influence. A total of 78 yards on the day for Jackson Wilson here in his starting debut here in the preseason. I think we got one game left to play, and then we can gear up for the real games, the regular campaign. I mean, we'll see what Coach has to say, but as you can see, we're looking to establish our footing, overcome the obstacles, capitalize on opportunities, and give Coach no choice but to name us a starter. Only a matter of time. That's our mentality. Equip this new skill point. Let's do carrying this time. Well, I still got 4 more skill points. You know we're going to use those. Yeah, baby. Just like that. I'm up to a 71 overall. Looks like I got a little bit of wear and tear, but you know, I really like the Madden menus. They're easy to access, they're easy to get around in, and I just like that setup there. Like, you got the standings, got your league leaders. It's easy to see everything. You don't have to go to multiple tabs. Well done, Madden. Well done. All right, it looks like we had a bye in week number 4. So that's going to conclude the preseason. Because as you can see, we got our season opener against the Chicago Bears coming up next. That'll be for our next episode of Madden NFL 26 as we gear up for the next chapter. But first things first, let's go meet up with Coach.
Not every Hall of Fame career begins with a superstar debut. Many faces in Canton needed time before they got on the field. Such is how his career is destined to begin.
Coach McConnell, my man. Yes, Coach, of course. Really appreciate you taking a chance on me. Hey, this is the exact same challenge I had in college football. I didn't start off as a starter there either. But when our number is called, be ready to make an impact. That's our goal. If we can do it in college, we can do it in the NFL. One game at a time, one season at a time, and just watch. With God, all things are possible. All right, let's talk to my sports physiologist because I think I have some wear and tear I need to get resolved.
Taking up all of my space. You should get out of my way. You should get out of my way. Don't tell me what I should do. I'ma do what I want anyway. Don't really care.
All right, everybody.
You should get out of my way.
That's going to conclude the preseason here in Jackson Wilson's rookie campaign with the Minnesota Vikings. Wilson, a dual threat running back / wide receiver out of the University of San Jose State and Purdue. The Heisman Trophy winner was drafted with the first selection for the Minnesota Vikings, the 24th overall pick in the first round. This has been quite the opportunity. We had a lot of great moments, a lot of impactful plays during the preseason, and now the real games begin, and we will be coming off the bench. But as Coach McConnell says, be ready to make an impact. He's pulling for us. He wants us to compete for that starting job, and we're going to do just that. This Minnesota Vikings team is young. The franchise may have never won a Super Bowl before, but that only motivates your boy to do even more, because this is the kind of situation I love to be in. First of all, the Vikings fan base is terrific. 2, Minnesota's one of my favorite football teams. I'm an Indianapolis Colts fan, but Minnesota would be my second favorite. And, also, just a great team to play with. Justin Jefferson, J.J. McCarthy. I think we could be a young core that sticks around for a long time and causes a lot of problems. But let's stay humble. Let's take it one game at a time. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of Ladder of Light Gaming. This has been another presentation of Madden NFL 26 Superstar Mode, starring yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson. May the peace that passes beyond all understanding and the unconditional love of Jesus Christ be yours today in His holy and almighty name.